Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking to my channel. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I made this trendy striped shirt. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Without any further ado, let's get right into the video. The first thing I'm going to be doing is to fold my fabric into two, just the way I'm doing right here. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to draw a starting line, alright? So I'm going to be marking my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 7.5, but for this shirt, I added 2 inches extra to the measurement. If you want a wide shoulder, that is, you want it to drop to the side, like to the sleeve, you can add about 3 to 4 inches, but for mine I added just 2 inches because I don't want it to really drop like that. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to be marking is my chest measurement. Okay, I'll also go ahead and mark my bust measurement, my shoulder to bust measurement, and also my shoulder to waist and my shoulder to the length of the shirt. The length of the shirt I'm using is 24 inches. As you can see, the shirt is not a long shirt, it's like a crop shirt, but not really a crop shirt. Do you get? So right now I'm going to draw my lines. That's my chest measurement, my bust measurement, my waist measurement, and also the length of the shirt, which is serve as my hip measurement. Okay, so whatever I have on my shoulder line, I'm going to duplicate it on my chest line like this. Okay, then I'm going to connect the lines together. So right now I'll go to my shoulder line, I'll come down by 2 inches. My neck width is 3 inches. I'll mark it right here and I'll connect it together with my ruler. Okay, up next I'm going to be marking my armhole. So I'm going to get the midpoint of this line. I'll come in by 1/2 inch, then I'm going to draw my armhole curve just like this. Alright, the next thing I'm going to be marking is my bust measurement. So I marked 2 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I added 2 inches because you know the shirt is an oversized shirt. Alright, so I'm going to go to my waist, mark my waist measurement. I also added 2 inches for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. I did the same for the hip. I marked my hip measurement, 2 inch for ease, 1 inch for sewing allowance. Alright, so right now I'm going to be connecting them together. Okay, I didn't mention this earlier. So the part I'm drafting here is the back bodice. Okay, so when I'm done with the back bodice, I'm going to draft the front bodice also. Alright, so right now I'm going to be marking my neck depth. For the back is 1 inch and the width is 3 inches. So I'm going to be connecting it with a curve. So right now I'll go ahead to the hem of the shirt. By the side I'll come up by 2 inches. Then I'm going to be creating a curve to connect it back to the hemline, just like this. The back bodice is ready, it's time to cut. For the front bodice, I'm going to be placing the back bodice on the front bodice like this. So the front bodice is also folded into 2. So I left some allowance, so I placed the back bodice on the front piece like this. Okay, right now I'm going to be extending my chest line measurement like this. So the allowance here is 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'll go to my neck line. I'm going to be drafting the front neckline. So I'm really a straight line so as to help me to mark a perfect neckline for the front. Okay, you know this is fabric, it's not on paper. All right. The depth of the front neckline is 3 inches and the width is 3 inches, just like the back. Okay, so I'm going to be drawing a curve. So the extended line is where the buttonholes and the button is going to be. It's going to serve as our placket. All right, so I'm going to be marking 1.5 all the way down to the hem of the fabric. Okay, so I'm going to connect this point to this point here, the neckline. All right, I'm going to connect it with a straight line, just like this. So I'm doing this because the shirt has a V shape before the buttons. Okay, this is different from the regular shirt pattern. All right, so right now I'm going to be cutting the front bodice just like this. Okay, so the major difference between the front and the back is the placket in front and also the V neckline. Okay, okay, so for this front piece, I'm going to be cutting a facing for the center front. So instead of the normal folding for shirts, this one I'm going to be using a facing. So I'm going to be cutting it out. So right here, I've gone ahead to use my facing to turn the center front of the front piece. I also use a hemming gun to make sure it's in place, and I use my iron to press it neatly. Okay, next thing I'm going to be doing is to place my back piece on my front piece and align it properly. I'm going to be joining it on the shoulder by 1/2 inch. I'm also going to go to the side and also join it by the sewing allowance I added. Okay, so right now I'm going to join the shirt at the shoulder and also at the sides, both sides of the shirt. Okay, so the next thing to do is to cut the sleeve. So right now I'm going to be measuring the armhole just like this. So what I have here is 9.75. okay, I folded my fabric into 4. Okay, so right now I'm going to be marking the length of my sleeve. So right here I use 18, but I later corrected it to 16.5, including the sewing allowance. Okay, so for the bicep I'm going to be marking 4 inches, just like this. So what I measured in my armhole, I'm marking it right here, and I added sewing allowance of 1 inch right here. Okay, so I'm going to be drawing a straight line from the top end of that corner to the sleeve measurement. Okay, now I'll try and get the midpoint. I'll mark it right here. On this side I'll come down by 0.5 inches, and on the other side I'll come up by 0.5 inches. Then I'm going to draw a curve connecting it together just like this. Can you see the way I'm drawing it? Okay, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to determine the width of my sleeve. So I determine the width I want. I don't want it to be a tight sleeve, so I'm connecting it neatly just like this. Okay, so right now I'm cutting it out. Okay, so right now I'm done cutting the sleeve. So right now I'm going to cut the band of the sleeve. The width of the band is 3.5 inches, 3 inches for the width and 1/2 inch for the sewing allowance. Okay, so I make sure the stripes on the band is horizontal way and not the vertical way as the sleeve. All right, can you see? So I'm going to open my sleeve up like this, then I'm going to place my band on it just like this. Then I will head over to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew it down by 1/2 inch. After that is done, I'm going to open it up, then fold it this way, and I'm going to join my sleeve together. I will do the same for the other sleeve. All right. So right now I've gone ahead to join the sleeve to the shirt, and I've also gone ahead to join my collar to the shirt. If you want to know how to cut this collar, I have a tutorial on my channel where I made a video on how to cut a shirt collar. So I'm going to be dropping the link to the video on the comment section. All right. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to add my buttonholes on the shirt placket and also the buttons, and I'm going to finish up with the hem of the shirt. Okay, here is the finished look of the shirt. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next one. Bye bye.